Hello everybody, welcome back. This is your tropical update for August 20th. We're currently watching Tropical Storm Hilary, Tropical Storm Franklin, Tropical Storm Emily, Tropical Depression 6, Invest 91L, and an area off the coast of Africa, in case that wasn't enough for you. Today, impacting Baja California, the western United States, Hispaniola, southern Texas. We have a party here in the Atlantic. As we can see here, Hilary, you can kind of see its outer bands off over here near Mexico. You can see Invest 91L located here. Tropical Storm Franklin, which was Invest 90, just developed here. Tropical Depression 6 won't last much longer, located here. Tropical Storm Emily, maybe a day or two longer, located here. And another tropical wave off the coast of Africa already looking fairly strong. If we move along to our impact map here, we can kind of see what's going on. Again, I'm not showing Hilary because we can get to that. Track doesn't mean a whole lot at the moment, but I'll show you it here in a second. We're watching this invest. It's generally going to meander its way towards the Texas coast here. Tropical Storm Franklin is going to turn up towards Hispaniola and generally move out this direction over the next few days. This depression will die out soon. Emily is generally going to move this way, but will become non-tropical here probably tomorrow or the next day. This tropical depression also going out to sea. No further impacts to land other than Franklin and Invest 91L. Of course, we also have Tropical Storm Hilary now located up here. It made landfall around midday today in Baja California Norte. It'll be making its way towards California here shortly, where heavy rains will cause major flash flooding conditions over desert areas that aren't used to this. California, Nevada, Arizona all need to be watching this system very, very carefully. If we move on to the ensemble models, this is where it gets a little confusing. First off, here's 91L making its way into southern Texas. Here's Tropical Storm Franklin making its way out to sea, may impact Bermuda as well, but our first target is Hispaniola. It should be below hurricane strength when it makes its way to Hispaniola, but we'll have to see on that one. There's a system here in the Pacific that's going to develop and move northward. Models are kind of split whether or not that develops something near the Yucatan or not. We'll continue to monitor that one. Emily's somewhere in here. You can't really see it because the tropical wave currently located here develops and is located here in about 7 days from now. This may be Emily up here if Emily survives that long. And then yet another tropical wave, which we haven't even started talking about, comes off the coast of Africa. Again, that should move to the north, but we'll have to see. Here's Tropical Depression 6, in case you were wondering. Again, there's a lot to talk about. Here is Tropical Storm Hilary. Its center located about right here at the moment, so it's about to move into California. And you can see that center located here on the National Hurricane Center cone as well. There is a 5% chance of tornadoes over in extreme southeastern California, as well as perhaps parts of Nevada, Arizona as well. And so we'll continue to monitor that. Flooding will be a concern, again, generally over Southern California, but also including portions of Nevada as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of impacts with Hilary. Again, those tropical storm warnings remain in effect for those tropical storm areas. Hilary's currently located about right here on this map, and it's generally going to be moving this way. So again, very similar to Kathleen of 1976, except for Kathleen was non-tropical. That's what that gray line means. It was post-tropical. This storm is a full-blown tropical storm at the moment and should remain one for the next several hours at least. So definitely into its time into the United States. Here's Franklin. We just had an aircraft come into the storm. The center is located somewhere here. So we have a little bit of shear, of course, with that convection generally located to that southeastern side. As a result, though, of this storm making its way where it will, we do have tropical storm watches in effect for the entire southern coast of Hispaniola at this point. And those that will likely get expanded to the entirety of Hispaniola and perhaps even and probably upgraded to tropical storm warnings. We'll see if we need tropical storm or hurricane watches. At the moment, that's not looking to be the case. We're looking at winds around 60 miles an hour or so upon landfall, but we'll have to see how things do. I mean, it's already at 45 miles an hour, and this thing literally just formed. It still has some time. Again, it's fighting a little bit of shear. You kind of saw that because that convection's displaced, like I said. Again, also flooding is going to be a big concern with this one. We're looking at isolated amounts to 12 inches. Again, 12 inches here is different than 12 inches in Southern California. 12 inches in Southern California, that's flash flooding everywhere bad. Flooding in Hispaniola, that's fairly common. They're used to these types of things. California is not. And so as we continue with Franklin here, you do see several of the models bring it up to hurricane strength after landfall. Landfall occurs somewhere in this time frame here. And as we can see, it'll make its way probably the Dominican Republic, but perhaps Haiti as well, near the border, and then make its way maybe hitting some of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, and then Bermuda somewhere up here. But I'm not confident enough to circle that at this point. Here's Emily. Its low-level center located all the way down here, and then its convection offset to the north pretty significantly at this point. It should remain a tropical cyclone through at least Tuesday morning, but after that, not really expected to do so. As we saw on some of the models, though, the system does continue northward for some time, and it could be tropical, it might not be, and it might be around tropical storm strength, maybe kind of borderline between the two, but it probably won't redevelop. Anyways, it's something to keep an eye on nonetheless. Here's Tropical Depression 6. It's kind of hard to tell where the center of this storm is. It's located, I think, somewhere in this vicinity. Again, the convection is all the way over here. So that's kind of what we're dealing with TD6. It will not last much longer. If it lasts the rest of the night, I would be surprised. Here's Invest 91L. This is the one that's going to impact southern Texas. In its center, it doesn't have a center because it's a tropical wave at the moment, but we do see some cloud motion generally going this way, but we don't yet have the winds going this way on the system yet, and that's common because remember, this storm is moving off to the west, so getting winds moving to the east is fairly difficult because it's helped. It's moving to the west, but it's not moving to the east, and so it takes a while for those winds to develop. That's why it's a tropical wave. It kind of has that wave shape to it until we finally get those winds. It closes off, and we have a tropical cyclone. We're looking at weak tropical storm strength possible here. Again, impact anywhere south of Corpus Christi, perhaps northern Mexico as well. 60% chance formation within the next 7 days. We'll have better look at the models here probably tomorrow. It was just recently named an Invest, and as I've mentioned plenty of times on these updates, the first few times it's difficult. We're also watching the system off the coast of Africa, 60% chance of formation within the next 7 days, currently located southeast of Cabo Verde, and it's going to be making its way through Cabo Verde and out to sea. No threat to land. I mean, I guess I could say Cabo Verde is going to get something because they will. Lots of rain, a little bit of wind, things like that. But again, it probably will not develop into a tropical cyclone at that point, although it does look pretty robust already with generally a center already there. But same thing though, no winds moving to the east yet. That's all for now. I know it was a lot. Chris Dixon, Info Weather Media.